Hello and welcome back. We're going to be making our final dinner for Costa Rican Day, or our final meal, which is dinner for Costa Rican Day. What we're making is, of course, beans and rice. And along with that, we're actually going to be having, I'm going to butcher this name very badly, torridas. They're Costa Rican corn pancakes, and I think they sound really good. So what we need for it is, of course, the beans and rice, which I just have a packet of that, so I'll be making that in a second. And then we have about one sprig of oregano, about half of a clove of garlic, and then a can plus a little, this is the extra stuff, or extra corn that we had from the pico de gallo. So that's the corn that we need, a tiny bit of cheese that's left over that we'll be adding at the end, and then about 1/4 of a cup of milk. Before we get started on this, let's actually go over and we can get the water boiling for the black beans and rice. So we have 3 1/4 cups of water in here. We're going to have it boil. Then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to add all of the black beans and rice. And then we'll reduce it to simmer and leave it for about 20 to 25 minutes. So let's actually just let this boil. Once it's boiling, I'll bring you back over and we will add the beans and rice. In the meantime, we'll get started on the corn pancakes. So what you have to do is add everything into a bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mince the garlic, and then the oregano. I had a sprig of it. I just sort of ripped it up with my hands. Actually smelled very nice. And so basically what we're going to do is we're just going to mix it all in there. And yeah, and then we're going to whirl it around until everything is smooth. I know that sounds a little odd because, you know, how are you going to get the corn to be smooth? Honestly, I have no idea. So we'll see. I'm going to figure it out along the way. There's also another recipe that's similar to this one if you wanted to make sweet corn pancakes. So basically, you use the same exact ingredients, but forget the oregano, forget the garlic, and instead add sugar, and also forget the cheese. And basically, you then have a sweet corn pancake. It's a little odd, but okay. So we'll add our oregano, then we will add our garlic, and then let's add the corn. I'm going to do this corn first, just because I want to see how much of the other one I'll need. Because I could save, I can then save the rest of what's in that can there, put it back in here, and use it for another meal. So I'll add it and then start whirling it all together, then we should be good. So the water over there is boiling, so I'm going to go add the rice and beans just so that it can get started. And that way we can have everything ready sort of at the same time. So again, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So we added that. Now let's I'll just stir it around a little bit just to get everything sort of mixed in. There was some sauce in there that definitely adds some nice flavor. Now I just turned this down to simmer. I'm going to let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'll set the clock, and then that should be done. So then we can go back to our, I'll set it for 20 minutes. Now we can go back to our corn mashing. I found this little, I forget what it's called right now. A masher? I'm going to call it a masher. In the drawer. I don't know why we have it, but we have it. And I'm basically just going to keep on mashing the corn until you want it to be smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mash it until it's basically a paste. And then we're going to stick it on the oven. So I'll get back to you once it's a paste. I'll let you know how long that takes. Okay, so I mixed it for probably another 5 minutes or so. One tip is definitely to make sure that all of the juice, or all the, I guess, water sort of stuff is out of the can of corn, just because it does have, the corn does have a lot of water that's already in it, and that makes it hard to sort of make it a paste. So I got it sort of down to that. I took a little bit of the water out. We're going to see how this goes. I really am not quite so sure about it, but whatever, give it a try. So we're gonna go over to the oven, or not the oven. I'm sorry, I keep calling it an oven. The stove. We're going to the stove. I'm gonna put you right here. There you go. So you can see everything that's going on. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the pan, and then I'll just heat it up a bit. Just get it a little warm. I moved the pot over, let it simmer on the other one, just so I could have the middle one here. Just sort of spread the oil around. There we go. Now, try to take a couple spoonfuls of this and spread it out almost like it's a pancake. Hence the name, corn pancakes. And then you can turn it down so it's not too high. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to use all of it. Why not? I'm making just one for me, or another person in my household who may decide to eat it or not. I keep coming to the fridge and the food's gone. Oh well, that's fine. So, I'm just going to put it all in there, spread it out nice and flat, and then you're going to leave it for about 1 to 2 minutes to just sort of cook on that side, and then we're going to flip it, just like a pancake. I'll turn it to about medium heat, just shake it around. You know, honestly, the corn kernels are still sort of, you know, solid in there. It's not really, they're not really broken down into a mush. I tried to do it, so I guess we'll see how this turns out. It may just wind up being sloppy mush, but it'll be this will be warm sloppy mush. Yeah, I'm gonna let this sit actually for a little bit. Hopefully it'll sort of crisp up on the bottom. That's what I'm hoping for. And that way I really will be able to just flip it like a pancake, and then cook the other side, get it nice and golden brown. That's what you want. It may be because I used canned corn. You may want to use some fresh corn. I may have completely gotten this entire thing wrong, and I needed something like corn starch, which is a very good possibility. And this entire video may not make any sense. In which case, I will put the correct way to do it in the description. But let's see if this works out. I'm not feeling too confident, but that's okay. Yeah, you can see it's all floppy. How unfortunate. Well, I'll get back to you once I figure out what to do with this. I'm definitely sure I got the whole recipe wrong, but that's okay. We're going to deal with it. So this is not making a pancake in any way. So I'm going to basically just stir it around. Basically all the milk and the water that was inside of the corn has evaporated at this point. I'm going to turn it down a bit. And this only took probably another 3 more minutes. I'm now just going to serve the beans and rice with hot corn. Basically, what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if my parents have a little bit of cornstarch in the pantry, then maybe I'll try using that. If not, this will be our meal. And I actually don't think it'll be too bad. It at least smells good. The oregano will add some nice flavor. Maybe even the milk will. I have no idea. Garlic's in there. It'll be interesting. I'll let you know. So in that rice and beans, I'm going to stir them up in a tiny bit, but they should be done in another 8 minutes or so. So yeah, I will see you in 8 minutes. Okay, so even though the corn pancake did not really work out, I'm going to try to make it look classy. So I've decided to take a paper cup, and I'm going to fill it with the beans and rice, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do on there. It's really hot. Also, by the way, I took the lid off and I let it sit for probably another 5 minutes. There was a lot of water in there, and I just wanted to get rid of some of it. So there we have it. This is hot. I keep forgetting about that. So I've made a cup of rice. because I don't have any bowls. And I'm now going, this may not work at all, but I'm going to try to work it like a sandcastle. This could be a complete disaster. Or it could work and look really nice. Yep, look at that. Perfect. So instead, I'm just going to flick it. Ooh, maybe. There we go. Not as good as I wanted, but it's good enough. Okay, so that's how well, that's how we fail making the corn pancakes. But it's okay. I'm glad that we went through the experience together. That's our first failed meal together. But that's okay. It still should taste good. I'm going to add a little bit of cheese. Why? Because I can. And because that was my intent the entire time, and it didn't really work out. But I want to add it. So there we go. We have a little bit of cheese on top. We have our corn mash underneath, and our rice and beans. So I'm glad that we went through that entire process together. I unfortunately don't have any cornstarch. My parents don't have any in the pantry, but that's okay. Maybe try cornstarch on your own. I unfortunately cannot actually get any either because I am at my budget. So this has been fun. I guess we'll see you tomorrow. So I just found out that I don't need cornstarch for this. I just completely messed up the recipe. I was thinking that a blender was the thing that you make the cakes with. That's a mixer. A blender is, you know, what you make like smoothies with or something. This one here just told me, this one, the little one, he just told me that was wrong.
But
so yeah.
Instead of acknowledging we can't follow directions, we think that the ingredients are missing a whole term. You know, it meant cornstarch instead of corn.
Yeah.
No, that's false.
So he's going to actually eat the meal. He's just going to eat the corn. I'm not making any more.
Like chunky corn.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's all you have to do.
But
just add a word.
If you're making
corn
it,
pancake.
Don't do what I did unless you want normal corn. Put it in a blender, and then you can actually make pancakes.
If you really like smooth pancakes, I guess that's what you could do. He said it.
If you'd like to see the recipe, I have the entire recipe down in the bottom in the description, along with the ingredients and everything that you have to do to prepare it. Also, follow my Instagram at college_eats101. I have pictures of all the food and what each of the meals actually is. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.